Hello guys, welcome back. This is Christian. So in our last video we looked at how we can connect our MongoDB database to our Nextjs application, and we also created some models, right? If you could remember, we created a subject model, a class model, and a student model, right? We looked at how we can reference some of the models to each other, right? So in this tutorial, as I promised, we are going to look at how we can do some queries using our mongoose. You remember mongoose, right? So before we start, I want us to make some corrections here. Yeah, I made a typo here. So instead of capital M, it's supposed to be small, right? So that's all the changes we'll do here. So let me close this one. If you forgot, let me remind you, this is how we connected our database to our Nextjs application, right? So we are calling in the path here. Here we are using the local database, right? So let me close this one. Now we created our models. We created a subject first, right? And then we use the subject as a reference. Then we created our class schema. We exported the model here, and we created our students schema finally, right? So today let's look at how we can make some queries, right? So inside our app, our API folder, I want us to create another folder called subject, right? So folder, so subject, right? And in this subject we are going to create some queries. So inside this subject I would like us to create a file called index.js. Mind you, it's supposed to be index.js. Anything else will not work like how we expect it, right? So let me explain this to you. So if you are trying to, you see this folder says API, right? So we will be dealing with the API. So the root URL or the base URL is going to be localhost port 3000, right? And then this index here, what you see here, whenever we head to that page, localhost port 3000, this is what you are supposed to see, right? And then now whenever we add /API, we are supposed to see whatever is here, create blah blah blah, right? Because it's inside. Sorry, we are supposed to see this one. So let me do it so that you can see it. Okay, so let me use this one up to explain things to you guys. So let's first run our server. So if you could remember, npm run dev, right? Yeah. So once our server starts running, let's first try localhost. Okay, for localhost for 3000 / API, and see, we are expecting to see this, right? Because incoming. So API, right? Inside API we have hello. Sorry, so localhost for 3000 / hello. So let's check. You see, you are getting the name John. Let's change the name to let me see, Gmails, right? Let's try it again. See, you are getting Gmails, right? So the URL follows this part. The, what do you call it, the base URL is the localhost for 3000, right? And then whenever we go to the URL, we are expected to get this create next app. Let's try that one too and see. So let me open my browser, Chrome. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so let's try localhost for 3000, right? Let's see. Right, see, we are getting the welcome to Nextjs. So this is it, welcome to Nextjs, right? So this is the actual what do you call it, URL. So it means whenever you call a URL path and then you bring this Nextjs. It's like a forward slash to it, right? So let's say in our case API, right? So it's going to be localhost port 3000 API, sorry, forward slash API forward slash subject, right? Then index. So the subject, then another slash. That's all. So inside this one, let's do something else you understand. So I would like I'm quite lazy. Yeah. So let me just copy this. Let me paste it right here. Oh, where is it? Yes, let me paste it here. Let's try to change this one to handle or subject handler, right? So let me just type it here, subject handler, right? And then here let's try and then do something. Let me change the name to, let's say, Benghazi, right? Sorry. All right, let's save it. Now let's go to forward slash API slash subject, sorry, right? And then slash, because it's index. Let's see it. Oh, sorry. You see we are getting Benghazi. So inside our API folder, so localhost port 3000, then we entered our API folder, right? And then we said inside that API folder we have a folder called subject, right? So inside this API we have a folder called subject, and inside that subject we have a folder called a file called index, which is just a slash, right? So we can also add another what do you call it, file inside here and say maybe login, just login.js, right? And let me copy whatever is here, copy, paste it right here. Let me see, rest.send. Let's make this message, and let's send a message that this is the login page, right? So now let's go to forward slash what was the name, login. You see we are getting the message, this is the login page, right? So basically whenever you use index.js, it just means forward slash. By any other name you are supposed to add a name, right? So now let's get back to what we are about to do today. So let me first delete the login. We don't need that one. What we do need is this one right here. All right, so what are we going to do? We want to do some queries, right? So first of all, let's check and get our method, right? Okay, so let me delete. Okay, let me just leave it and comment it, and above it I would like to now const, call it method, right? Now require dot body, right? So let's try and get the body, the method of the post, right? So let's console log it. I don't like typing console log in full. Yeah, so just type log, then it will come up, then I'll click on it, right? So method. Now let's try and see. So forward slash subject. Let's see if you get the console here. Oops, you are not getting anything. Why? Forward slash subject. You are consolidating the method, right? Okay. Let's try again. Oh, it says undefined. That was wrong. Oops. Forward slash body. The body. Let me check. Oops. So all right, so we are getting it, which is get, right? As you can see here, it's a get. Oh, sorry, let me increase my font size so that you can see it's right. So let me make it 25. Let me see. All right, I think 25 is cool for you guys, but then I don't know how I can increase this one. But this is a get method, right? So we are getting the method right from the what do you call it, request. Mind you, this is the request and this is the response, right? So whenever you want to get something from the client side, we are going to use the request, and then whenever we want to send something, we are going to use the response, right? So now we are able to know whether the post was a get post. Let's try what do you call it, a post request to and see. So let's try. You see we are getting post here, so it means we are able to detect the kind of post we are making, right? So now what we want to do is we want to get maybe uh, a list of subjects, right, in the database. So we are going to check if method, right, is equal to get, then it's a get request, so we can fetch something from our database. So if it's a get request, then we are going to tap into our subject model. So let's import it. So import subject. Oops, why is it not coming? Subject from, oops, so we're going to go into our models, then we go into our subject. So we are going to get the subject model from there, right? So import subject. Let's check if everything is fine there. Yeah, we exported our subject. All right, so subject, we are importing subject from our subject model, right? Okay, so let's try and do let's say subject. So we are now about to get some queries from using the mongoose, right? So subject dot find, so you want to find everything, so we are going to use the find method, right? And then we have couple ways of doing this. You can use the then method, but I do prefer using this method. So we are going to get an error or the find subject, right? So subject, oops, right? So find subject, so we are going to check if let's say if there is no error, and then we are also going to check if we find the subject. So this is how it works. Let me explain it to you a little bit. So this is how it works. So whenever it gets the model, it will find everything. So if there is an error, this find subject will be assigned to now, right? And then the error will be passed here. But then if there is no error, this error here will be assigned to now, and then whatever value we got from our database will be assigned to this one, right? So we can check if the error is equal to now. Then we also check if what we found exists, right? If it do exist, then we can now send it to the client or something. You get what I'm trying to say? So let's say if it exists, then we are going to say res.send or status, let's status, then let's say send a message. Okay, let's use the JSON. So JSON, let's pass in the data we've got. So data, right? Let's pass in the find subject. Oops, sorry. So let's go into this here. So